They called him a traitor, a monster, a king who sold his own people into slavery. But what if he did it to save them? This is the tragic story of King Ghezo, ruler of the Kingdom of Dahomey, one of the most powerful empires in West Africa during the 18th century, in what we now call Benin. King Ghezo inherited a land surrounded by enemies. To the east and west were rival kingdoms hungry for power. And on the coast, European ships lined up like vultures, waiting, trading guns, rum, and gold for African lives. The world was changing, and Ghezo knew it. Those who resisted the Europeans often fell. Those who cooperated survived. So when the choice came, destruction or survival, Ghezo made a deal with the darkness. He traded prisoners of war, not his own free people, or so he told himself. Men captured in battle, enemies from rival tribes, were sent to the coast. In exchange, Dahomey received guns, gunpowder, and wealth. With these, Ghezo strengthened his army, the famous Dahomey Amazons, fierce female warriors who defended the kingdom against invaders. He built walls, trained soldiers, and expanded his empire. To his people, he was a protector. To the outside world, a collaborator in the slave trade. But the truth is never that simple. As the years passed, the slave trade grew darker. The demand for human lives became endless, and the line between prisoner and innocent blurred. Even Ghezo began to see the horror of the system he'd helped sustain. He once told a British envoy, "The slave trade is the ruling principle of my people. It is the source and the glory of their wealth." Yet behind those words was guilt and fear. He knew that without the trade, Dahomey's power would crumble. But with it, his soul was chained. When the British later pushed to end slavery, Ghezo faced pressure to stop. He resisted at first, afraid that giving it up would destroy the kingdom. But by the late 1850s, he finally signed a treaty to end Dahomey's participation in the trade. It was too late. The damage had been done. His name was already stained by history. King Ghezo died in 1859, remembered by some as a wise and brave ruler who kept his kingdom alive, and by others as the African king who betrayed his own race. But in truth, he was both. A man trapped between survival and morality. A king who faced a world built on cruelty and did what he thought was right, even if history would never forgive him. He saved his people, but lost his legacy. And that's the hardest part of all. Because sometimes, the choices that keep you alive are the same ones that haunt you forever. History is full of heroes, villains, and those who were both. If stories like this fascinate you, the ones that challenge what we think we know, then don't just scroll past. Subscribe to Past Shock and uncover the dark, untold stories of Africa and beyond.